against its members of parliament, the former Transnet bosses. This is Siyabonga Gama and Brian Molefe. The MK party has dismissed the charges as part of a targeted campaign against what they say are black professionals associated with the party. They also say Gama and Molefe's legal battles mirror those of its leader, Jacob Zuma. Let's take a listen to this.
Sheet which we were provided this morning here at court, we have deposed to...
I, without fear or favor, will remain deeply concerned by what appears to be an uneven application of justice. As a party, we have consistently called for accountability and transparency, including within the structures of the NPA itself. It is increasingly evident that when Mkhonto Sizwe party holds institutions to account, particularly those captured or influenced by narrow political interests, there is a troubling pattern of retaliation. We are also particularly alarmed at what appears to be a targeted campaign against black professionals and intellectuals, especially those affiliated with the party, who once served in strategic roles within state-owned enterprises such as Transnet. These developments are remnants of, unfair treatment as experienced by our president, as widely known, who has yet to receive a legal process grounded in fairness and constitutional justice. We trust that the legal process in these cases will be free from any political interference and will uphold the fundamental rights of individuals that, in this case, are concerned, being Mr. Gama and Mr. Molefe.
All right, let's get some reaction now, and we're joined by Rudie Heyneke, a senior project manager at the organization Undoing Tax Abuse. Rudie, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. We'll come back to what the MK party has had to say. Let's start with whether this is a good look for the National Prosecuting Authority and its entity, IDAC.
Good afternoon, colleague. Yes, I believe that this is let's call it a kind of a comeback for IDAC as well as the NPA. We have seen in recent weeks and last month or two more state capture arrests that took place. On Friday, the 3 individuals that were arrested in connection with the Alex Score matter. We have also seen that the NPA won the appeal in the SCA with regards to the New Lane case. So yes, I do believe that we are on the right trajectory here, and that the IDAC is really coming back with the investigations and prosecutions of state capture implicated persons.
Ultimately, it will be convictions that convince South Africans, you and I, that indeed these are solid cases. There are already comments from one of the accused. I listened to him on the radio as I was driving to work this afternoon, Brian Molefe, suggesting that if you look at even the charge sheet, it seems to have been handwritten, and that's how hasty this was. He is basically saying Shamila Batoy is trying to make herself look good before she leaves the NPA. Do you believe that he makes a good point there about the NPA head wanting to make herself look good, but ultimately this is going to be whether these charges stick at the end of the day?
Yes, and only time will tell if these charges will stick and if there are, successful prosecutions at the end of the day. But I do not totally agree with what Mr. Molefe said, that this is a hasty and a very quick kind of investigation, a handwritten docket and so forth. We have met with Advocate Andrea Johnson a while ago from OUTA side to get feedback on the matters that we have referred to the ID back in the day. And she assured us, and we also had conversations with some of the prosecutors, that state capture investigations are on track and that they are doing a thorough job. And like I said, only time will tell to see if we do get successful prosecutions at the end of the day.
Let's talk the political nuances now. And you listened to Nhlamulo Ndlela, the spokesperson of the MK party. These are members, at least some of them, 2 of the accused, are members of the MK party. Do you agree with any of what he has had to say about the charges against their members?
First of all, I do not agree with the spokesperson of MK saying that black professionals are being targeted. I think people are targeted and investigated and brought before court when they were seriously implicated. We've seen these individuals, their cases unfold at the Zondo Commission, and it is not, just targeting a specific group of businessmen or people that is close to a political party. On the other hand, I must say that one thing that I do agree with is that in Parliament we still sit with a lot of implicated people that were implicated in the Zondo investigation and inquiry. And I think what should be done is that, especially from the ANC side and all other political parties who has got implicated people that were pointed out at the Zondo Commission, that they should ask these people or demand that these people must, not take a seat in Parliament, not take a seat in Cabinet, so that the cases can run and that, these people can defend themselves and tell their stories to the South African public.
Yeah. It definitely isn't a good look for our Parliament to have people with a cloud above them sitting in that house. It tells you why the National Parliament was also, in a way, implicated in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry, because it did not escape many people holding the view that the House itself was on trial. You agree with that observation?
Yes, and I think what is also important, Collie, is the fact that, there's a lot of eyes on the NPA and IDAC investigating the criminal matters. But in the Zondo Commission, there were a lot of recommendations with regards to other institutions that must also clean house and get the procedures and policies updated. And Parliament was one of them. And we do not see that really happening, from Parliament's side. So there are a lot of question marks regarding other institutions and also private institutions cleaning up house after the Zondo inquiry.
Concluding the conversation, Rudie, let's talk about the entity itself here. Lots of money that has been lost by Transnet. Is it anywhere near recovery as things stand? I mean, there has been a number of changes at executive level, and all of this in an effort to try and put that entity or that SOE on a good footing again. Just where is it right now in terms of its financial stability?
I think, first of all, your comment regarding a recovery of funds that were lost during this process, that's going to be very difficult. I know that SARS, held back some of the Chinese locomotive manufacturers, their money that's been in the country. But that's just a drop in the ocean. So recovery of the funds that has been lost during this process is going to be a very difficult one. Transnet, we all know that Transnet is not in a good space. I read in the media that they are, on a comeback, and that there are public-private agreements that's in place or getting in place, or people are negotiating about it. But I think what happened during state capture with Transnet and the enormous amount of money that was lost, gave them a really hard knock, and it will be difficult for them to get back to the Transnet that we knew back in the 90s.
Rudie Heyneke, let me thank you very much for your time, project manager at the organization Undoing Tax Abuse. Thank you very much.